Hi again. Now it is time to explore what children and young people get from sport. We have done this activity with thousands of coaches over the years in coach education courses all over the world. And the outcome is always the same. When we ask coaches about what children get from sport, they always say things like this: fun and friends, self-esteem, work ethic, teamwork, interpersonal skills, and respect. That's right. Most of the things coaches say fall into the area of psychosocial development. The physical, technical, and tactical always get way less answers. That's interesting, because when we ask coaches how many of the coaching activities are aimed at developing the psychosocial abilities, the answer is normally none. We contradict ourselves. If psychosocial development is so important, why don't we plan for it? Now, I know what you're thinking. I've heard it before. A lot of the time, when we challenge coaches in this way during the courses, the reply is something like, I don't plan for it, but it happens naturally because sport is so good for children. And our answer is always the same. Well, maybe some psychosocial development happens naturally, but it is way too important to leave it to chance, isn't it? In fact, the reality is that there is a lot of evidence showing that a sport can actually become a very negative experience for some children. Low self-esteem, decreased emotional well-being, even depression and anorexia can all be the result of negative sport experiences. The power of sport to do good cannot be taken for granted. You, as a coach, have to do everything in your power to deliver a positive experience. You have to create an environment where children can develop psychosocially as much as physically, technically, and mentally. Now, coaches keep telling us that there are two main barriers for this to happen. First, coaches are not completely sure what we mean by psychosocial development. And second, coaches are worried that they haven't got enough time to work explicitly on psychosocial development on top of doing the physical, the technical, and the tactical. This chapter will address these two concerns. Believe me, as a children's coach myself, I can feel your pain. Doing all of this is not easy. To be fair, how much you can do depends on your context. For instance, how often do you see the kids? The more you see the children, the bigger the impact is likely to be. Whatever your circumstances, however, it is definitely worth a try. Over the next few videos, we will share with you a simple psychosocial development framework that contains 6 categories: the development of the self, emotional development, social development, moral development, cognitive development, and life and professional skills development. We will explain what developmental outcomes can be achieved in each of these categories. But most importantly, we will show you what kind of environmental conditions and coach behaviors lead to them, so you can try it for yourself. This chapter will transform your coaching and the life of the children you coach. Please go on to the next section now. Thanks for listening.